Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How is everything in this almost last week of 2023?
It's been going great, and I am looking forward to 2024.
Excellent.
Every year, we try and do an episode like this where I predict the future.
How did we do last year?
I forgot. Jamie, do your research. Come on. Anyway.
I didn't know you were going to ask me. Right. I'll put it on my calendar for next year, so I'm going to put in the predictions now.
Okay. You can. Feel free to do so. So this year, what I see coming, and kind of actually off the tail end of last year, was the growth of AI. So you probably heard about ChatGPT. It was a year now. It's been out, and it has been growing and growing in its capabilities, and competitors are starting to emerge because everyone knows, or can see anyway, basically this is one of the next, like, how our economy is going to be turning, is which one of these companies is going to build the best AI, because it can be so useful. And that is, I know, in a weird kind of nuts and bolts way, maybe many of our listeners don't use this day to day, but you better start thinking about it now if you're a local business, because it's going to change the way customers find you and the way that you as a business owner are going to be dealing with customers. So both ways you have to be cognizant of these. And the earlier you get on board with this, the better it is going to be for your business. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now when you go into ChatGPT, you can type in what you want. And I know that's a very, very useful tool the way it is. Now, when we add, which I'm predicting, obviously everyone else probably predicting the same kind of things, but when you are able to communicate verbally with one of these AI assistants, now this is going to become your personal assistant. And what that means, so until now, you would type into Google, find a, find a caterer. Okay, you would put in like best caterer near me. And in SEO for organic results, we've done a lot of work we know a lot about how to optimize our website. So that way, when someone does that, our website shows up, right? That's pretty simple, right? Pretty straightforward if you're a regular user. And now, a few episodes back, we did an episode on Google's generative AI, like the search part of what they've included in Chrome. The next step about this is you're going to be able to tell your assistant, your AI assistant, not just one modifier like best caterer near me, but you're going to be able to say something, like, hey, I'm planning an event for next month on the 30th for 40 people. We need tables, chairs. We want California Thai fusion. We want 3 vegetarian options. We'd love it for the event to start at 6 and go to till 10. We want a DJ. Now, go and find 5 companies that can do that for us and make a list for me to check. And your AI assistant will be able to do that. It'll go onto the web, it'll scour the internet, it'll come back with those results for you to review. Then you're going to tell that assistant, okay, these 2 look good. Call them now, see if they're available. If they are, give them our credit card information and calendar it, something like that. And it will do that. This is definitely coming, where your AI assistant will be able to actually make phone calls and interact with a real live person on the other end of the phone. Pretty cool, right?
It sounds impossible for anyone who's used it so far.
Well, it's not, and I'll tell you why. It's not. It sounds crazy, but this is something this is why so many companies are racing to produce an AI that will become your assistant, because everyone will use this once it becomes that easy, where it's able to give you that kind of information and then help you do all of the kind of the menial parts of that job, making a reservation, getting all the information to that business, making all those arrangements. I mean, boy, who wouldn't want that? All right. So now, as a business owner, though, say you do run that event or catering company, how is that AI going to find you? How is that AI going to find the answers to all of those questions that potential client might have in order to make that decision? Because that AI won't be able to make that decision for itself, for you, right? So it's vital that you understand that information, it's going to have to be somewhere. Most likely, it's going to have to be on your website or your Google business profile. So both of those places, for businesses that have already taken advantage of both of those parts of their online presence, they are the ones who are more likely to succeed in this coming AI revolution about having these personal assistants do these searches for us. So far, so good?
So far, so good.
Okay.
I'm saving my questions to the end.
Well, obviously, this is my prediction. I'm not going to have. If you have any nuts and bolts questions about how this is going to work, I don't know. I'm not an AI specialist, but I know that if you look at your Google business profile and all the fields that are there, like your reviews, your services that you offer, all of these places, especially if you look behind the scenes, if you log into your Google business profile and click on your edit services, most likely under your main category, at least, it's going to have a list that you're going to be shocked. It's going to have 30 or 40 services that you might not even have thought of that are there, and it's waiting for you to approve. And the reason is because Google is preparing for that AI to be able to scan those services, so that way it can figure out, hey, does this fulfill my master's request, right? How long have you been in business? That kind of stuff, super important when you're making a decision. So the other part, the scheduling part, like say you're a restaurant or like I said, an event planner, that's also online right now, and it should be. So there you go. I mean, it's coming, Jamie, 100%. It's going to be, and when it does, it's going to be pretty cool.
All right. Well, that's a good prediction.
Now, if you are a business owner, and you should be, now you're going to think, okay, so I'm going to have some robot call me. Yeah, probably. But think about this now. You're going to also probably in the coming year have the ability to hire an AI to answer those phones for you. We already have that, of course, with if you've chatted with any large company, a lot of times you are chatting with the AI, and then it'll say, I give up, and it'll try and put you in touch with a human who can help you as well. But definitely understand that if you're not using those chat robots, the chat AI for on your website, for example, definitely there's going to be companies that come to you and say, hey, now we have a chat bot that'll answer your phone for you. And then that'll be two AIs talking to each other, but making the menial task of answering your own phone taken over by an AI that can kick back to a human if necessary. That's a great time saver, and that will be coming as well. Especially, you just say, hey, AI bot, read my website. There you go. Now it can answer whatever 70% of the questions that a potential client might have. That's powerful, and it's a job that you're paying someone else to do right now if you're not doing it yourself. So that will also come as well.
Well, that's another great. It's going to be very interesting to see when two AI robots are talking to each other.
they're fine. Just remember that all of this, you have to have a human pilot, right? You can't just can't just depend on it. No, yeah, you have to have, because these things do mess up. Jamie's right. But yeah, it's going to happen that these are going to be coming down to the local business level. If you haven't optimized your Google business profile and your website, to have all of those permutations of the services that you offer, you should definitely have those on your website. Start creating that content, because it will become more powerful. The way that we speak to an assistant is very different than the way that we search on our keyboards, on our phone or on a desktop. It's very different, and it's going to be, and that power will be evident. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So go ahead, questions.
Sure. If someone say they have a website that has lots of different parts, and it's electronic parts manufacturer.
Okay.
Almost impossible to find a part without then calling before you go. And so how would a company like that integrate a ChatGPT search so it can say, I need 4 20 amp breakers that are for a 200 amp server, that level. Go ahead.
So there are tons of AI companies springing up that will do these internal AIs that will scan everything in your internal database, and then create a chat bot or a phone bot that will be able to answer those questions. And that's how that's just one use of this system, basically. And that's why another reason so many companies are scrambling to make these is because then they can license the underneath part, the open AI part. That's just one that's just one AI system, is that open AI. There's everyone has their own. Google has their own. Apple's having their own. It's such a gold mine that people know that they would be crazy not to have that, because now that manufacturing company needs to license that AI system to do what you just said. So yeah, that's definitely coming.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a simple one. There's so many useful ways that this can be used. I'm definitely of the kind of the optimist point of view of this. We do need, obviously, to have some laws put in place to kind of put curbs on the side of these things, because, unfortunately, social media, we don't have any kind of limits on social media. And when you don't limit these giant technologies, then it's a race to the bottom in terms of their damage that they can do to society. And yeah, that's what, hopefully we've learned a little from social media, and that way we can do some. So it has to come from outside of that industry. There has to be limits put on it, because the industry won't govern itself. It won't keep itself under control, especially if there's obviously money involved. So it's a race once that happens to a natural disaster kind of thing.
Great, Adam. And then how long for Teledyne Systems and T1000?
Well, the AI industry is really it is very interesting. It's definitely a topic that in SEO we're all aware of this topic. I know in my industry we've been using AI based tools for years and years and years. I mean, even Google the search is basically it's a form of an AI. So we've been well aware of these. ChatGPT pretty much brought it into into our nomenclature a little better. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, we do need guardrails. They have to come from above. They have to come from a government source.
Which government?
Yeah, there's a question there, Jamie.
You want to hear my prediction for 2024, 2025 with all of this?
Pain.
Okay. Now, AI plus robotics will be introduced.
Already there. But okay.
Not exactly.
So driving cars right there. There you go.
Oh, well, he can't. Anyway, we're not quite there yet, but it's, I think, more like probably military style, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. That's already there too. Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't. Oh boy, this is a big topic. So thanks, Jamie.
That's AI and drones. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's for years and years now. Sorry, man. But I did want to take this time to say thank you to the listeners.
All right.
Thank you for sticking with us, for referring us to friends, giving us 5 stars wherever you got this podcast. Those are all ways that you can support us. I appreciate that. We try and take the news of SEO and make it as informative and useful to local businesses as possible. That's our niche. That's who I like to help. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. On behalf of the listeners, we say thank you for all of the things that you do and time that you dedicate to this podcast and to your industry and making it usable and not just talking in acronyms like SEO. So we appreciate that. If you have a topic or question about anything Adam has said, and feel free to reach out to us on our LinkedIn or Facebook page, Local SEO in 10. Send us that question. But before doing that, go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net. Click on the podcast button, and then in the search term, probably to be updated with SEO or with AI, right, Adam? That you can say, give me all the podcasts that had to do with artificial intelligence. No rim shot. Anyway, so from there, like Adam said, give us 5 stars wherever you're listening to this, and we will talk to you in the very near future. Happy New Year, everybody.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.